Hi, Rajni.
Hello, Nimita ma'am. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm good. How are you? What's new?
Uh, I am feeling a bit under the weather because of cold and drinking warm water. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, I hope you feel better soon. Wishing you speedy recovery. I'm in Bangalore, so the weather over here is also extremely chilly for the last 2, 3 days because of the
Mm,
cyclone in Chennai.
mhm.
So I'm sure it's nothing compared to what you're experiencing up north. But Bangalore is extremely chilly.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I'm a little prone to cold. Like, I get easily, even where there is a minute changes in the weather, then I get affected easily. That is why, and throughout the season, throughout the winter season, I have to keep drinking the warm water. That is what helps me the most. So, trying just that. Okay, so yes, tell me
Try
what's new
vitamin
there?
C.
Uh huh.
Try. I was just going to suggest that try vitamin C because I know that's what my mother used to keep giving us. There are these tablets called Limcy. I
Okay.
don't know, something like that, and they're
Mm-hmm.
vitamin C, and they help with cold, coping with cold, and
Mm.
really help in clearing up sinuses.
Okay, okay. Definitely, I would try that. Thank you so much for recommending.
You're
Okay,
welcome, and yeah.
okay. And how was your day today? Was it busy?
My day has been fantastic.
Mm,
There are a lot of cool things that we are building in Sparky AI, so I'm
oh,
really excited about the things that we are releasing this week. So
mm.
so very exciting stuff that is brewing at Sparky AI. So that's what
Oh,
is keeping me excited and at the same time busy.
busy, yes. That's fantastic. Then people will definitely love that. And as you
Absolutely.
are here on my YouTube channel again, and thank you so much for joining me again first. And I want you to give your introduction so people who have joined recently my channel can also get to know about you.
Sure, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Namita. I am co-founder and chief learning officer at Sparky AI. We will talk more about Sparky AI later, but Sparky AI is a conversational chatbot that helps you improve your spoken English fluency. I have been in education for the last 15 years. I've taught in India and I've taught in the US, and my primary focus has been on how to build English fluency, how to build English as a language and for any learner, irrespective of their age. And in the last 15 years, I have worked with over 5 million learners across India and US. So I'm really excited to be here to share what I have learned and what we are building.
Wow, great. Thank you so much for letting us know about yourself and about your experience in that particular field, which will definitely help others now. And we will definitely discuss about the Sparky application too later. Okay, so in today's session, my major focus towards the importance of feedback that I would love to discuss with you today. So first, I want to know to talk about why the feedback matters the most when it comes to learn the language.
Got it. Before we actually discuss this, Rajni, I wanted to share some numbers like statistics that would help that of course many people are aware that why English is important, but I just want to share some statistics, some data to drive or drill down the importance of it because still there are so many people who are still struggling with confidence, who are still not motivated enough to learn English language. This data point is for them. Uh, like right now, over 70% of job applications or professional communications, everything is conducted in English.
Mm,
So imagine the lost opportunity if you do not know how to communicate in English or how to understand English or how to write in English because everything is right now in English.
in English.
70%, imagine 70% is a huge number.
Mm,
Currently, 95% of the jobs that are there in sectors like IT, BPO, because these all have slightly, they have a lot of entry level jobs.
mm,
They require English proficiency as a basic skill.
mm.
So, unlike what we used to think that, if you're in a technical role, you may not require English. English is becoming an important role, is playing an important role in every career opportunity that exists right now.
And the
So
foremost thing, the
because
first and foremost.
absolutely, absolutely. Imagine when you meet someone or when you go and greet someone, the first thing they do is that they get impressed by how you are presenting yourself. And it
Mm,
is not just about your appearance, but it is also about the way you are speaking.
yes.
And of course, learning another language, it's a big deal.
Mm,
Imagine having to say that I know two languages. One is my mother tongue, and the other one is English. And both of these languages are very important for us to understand because one helps us build relationships and bonds, and the other one helps us build confidence and grow in career professionally.
yeah.
Really, it really helps us out.
Mm,
And also, there have been enough surveys that show that people who are proficient in English, they earn 34% more than those who are not. So imagine,
wow.
like, first is just getting the job opportunity. And once you
Mm,
get the job opportunity, ability to grow or command better salary is
mm,
also dependent upon your ability to communicate in English because all the communication, again, when you join an organization, is happening in English.
mm,
And whether we like it or not, there has been enough debate about it that why so much focus on English. Well, that's how our ecosystem is currently. 100% of Indians who go to school,
yeah.
they are exposed to English language because all
Mm,
our higher education, can you believe, Rajni, more than 50% of the content that is there out, like on the internet now, if we believe that internet is the future, digital learning is the future. Imagine more than 50% of that content is in English. So your
mm,
research papers, your resources, your
mm,
ability to get smarter or learn more is presented in English.
yes.
So why should we not make it an important part of our life? And I think
Mm,
importance and along with importance also have a lot of patience, discipline, persistence. All of these things are very important in English language, and I'm sharing all of this with you because I talk to my users every day, who are with Sparky AI, and
mm,
they're constantly like, it's been a month, and why am I not speaking so fluently? And I'm like, it's a skill you're learning for life. It's
mm,
not shortcut. It is something that, you have to keep at it. And I still spend time every day. I spend 15-20 minutes every day with Sparky to
wow.
practice my English because
Mm,
it's very important. One is, of course, for me to know how is Sparky performing, what more do I do for my learners. At the
mm,
same time, it's my way, it's my daily dose of practicing because even I don't get an opportunity to talk to people or build on my English proficiency.
mm.
So, uh, before we can jump into the topic, I really wanted to share these data points to drive the importance that, especially for you to grow in your career, in your get a better earning potential. English is a non-negotiable, and that's
Mm.
something we all should just understand and accept.
That's great that you brought this data in front of us, and you. I think this will make people aware of these things, especially people who are making, excuses that they don't
Yeah,
have time. This is the mostly heard the excuse that they don't have time or they don't have partner to practice with. But when you look at
absolutely.
the data, when you look at the the salary perspective and the job perspective, the priorities you get because of this language and because of the great communication skills are really essential, and you make them understand and you make them aware of these things. Now definitely I would love to know what next you want to share with us. Yeah.
Sure. So I think once we have established, now we all agree that English is extremely important. And
Yeah.
I think that is why I have dedicated last 15 years of my life in education, my life on how do I build English proficiency? Because Rajni, to be honest, I come from a small town.
Mm,
I my at my home, 100% of people used to talk in Hindi. So Hindi to आता ही था and सीखना ही था.
mm,
But English was something that was deeply emphasized by my father because he used to travel a lot and he used to go for these business meetings. And there he realized, like, if you don't know English, you cannot excel. Like, you will not be able to hold those conversations, hold their
mm,
attention. And for us, the emphasis was lot on English. Hence, I think a lot of my upbringing or where I am today, I'm not from some very fancy college. I did not go to a fancy college. I've done my BSc and my law from a very, from a college in Bareilly. That's where I'm from.
okay. Mm,
But what really helped me excel in my career, be it from media to education, was because of my language skills, my ability to
Yes.
speak in English, my ability to write in English, my ability to understand English. So hence, I think that this became like my passion and my mission, that how
Mm-hmm.
do we drive up, like how can I help or empower people to build this proficiency the way it has helped me. I would love for everyone to experience that. And I think that is the force behind building even Sparky AI. So
Mm-hmm.
prior to Sparky AI, we used to run these online classes, and we realized that we were not able to reach out to many learners because online classes, there are limited seating that is available. They come with a certain price point. It is not affordable for everyone. It is not accessible for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And that is when we leverage technology like generative AI to design something like Sparky AI to help people access it whenever they want, because not everybody has time. We are really busy. So we
Mm-hmm.
want something which is available to us at our availability when we want. And
Mm-hmm.
it should be affordable. So these were the two things that we kept in mind while designing Sparky AI.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the aim was that how do we provide a judgment-free, stress-free environment for people to communicate? Because you can read in English, you can learn to read in English, you can learn to write in English, because all of that happens in school as well. But
Mm-hmm.
speaking practice doesn't happen as much, be it your school, be
Yes.
it your college.
Mm-hmm.
So hence we realized that this is one need, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what Sparky AI focuses on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if, instead of me talking about it, would love to share a demo and show you what
Mm-hmm.
Sparky AI can do.
Sure.
Introducing Sparky, your voice first AI friend for building spoken English fluency. Sparky is a friendly fox you can speak in English with, even if you don't speak well.
To make correct sentences, it's important to use proper grammar and punctuation. You can start by using subjects and verbs in your sentences. For example, instead of saying, me go to park, you can say, I go to the park. Would you like more examples or do you have any other questions?
Please give me more example. I want to learn.
Of course, Bruno. Here are a few more examples to help you learn. 1.
Each conversation is designed to give you practice on specific language concepts or topics relevant to your life. Sparky keeps the conversation going so it never gets boring and helps and supports learners. If you're stuck for words, Sparky suggests what you could say. If you don't understand something Sparky said, you can easily see the meaning and even translate it to a language of your choice. Want to hear something again? You can just hit replay. You can also choose the accent and speed for Sparky's voice.
Hello. Would you like me to speak faster or slower or in a different style?
Sparky gently corrects you and also shares feedback on everything you say.
I did not got invited for my friend's birthday and I'm very sad. I didn't knew she did not want to be friends with me.
Oh no, I'm
Over time, it creates your personalized learning path to give you more practice on the specific mistakes that you make. If you don't feel like always talking, you can try out some fun interactive games designed to build vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar. You can also read stories and articles with Sparky, and Sparky will highlight the mispronounced words in red. Users see Sparky as a friend and enjoy talking to it.
I want to share a few things with you. Like in friendship, I always try to put my efforts in my all possible best ways. Then also, I am always being treated like an option. What to do about it?
Very soon, underconfident, struggling learners gain confidence, get over the stress and embarrassment, and begin to have meaningful conversations about things important to them. This
So Rajni, in the demo that we just saw, you would have noticed that one is, of course, the basic thing that the app does is it talks to you.
Yeah.
The second thing it does is it takes away the load of asking questions from you. So it will ask you questions, it will nudge you, it will push you to use the language that you know, the words that you know, the vocabulary that you know to communicate. And even if it is broken, it has the ability to understand.
Yes.
And you would have noticed that one thing that we have built in it is feedback, because feedback is given in two ways. One is, during the conversation, Sparky itself will give you feedback. And feedback, like you asked me question before we started discussing about the data and Sparky, that why feedback matters. So, feedback does two things for us. It helps us understand what we are good at, and it also helps us understand what do we need to improve on. Because feedback is required for both. If it is constantly only one thing, like I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, then then we don't, that's not enough, because we don't know that, okay, is there anything else that I need to work on? So it needs to be a balance between what am I good at, and where do I need to work. So if you notice, a lot of times Sparky encourages the user that, great, you're doing great. So that's the encouragement that it is doing to help you understand that you have your strengths in English. And then there is grammar feedback that is available to the user. Whenever they want, they can just click on the button, as you saw in the demo, and they can get the grammar feedback for what they spoke.
That's great.
Yeah, and when the mistakes are corrected in real time, it helps build confidence,
Yes.
because you are able to see then and there the mistake that you made. It gives you an opportunity to correct it in the future conversation. And you can yourself, as you keep getting this correction, you will yourself start noticing slight progress. It gives you that confidence that, oh, I'm progressing. I'm making, over a period of time, see, I'm making lesser mistakes. So, and that adds on to the motivation, because you're able to see improvement, which is measured, because we also provide report. You would have noticed in the demo that there's also report that's provided. Hence, feedback matters to help you build motivation and confidence to continue on this English language journey. Otherwise, without feedback, you don't know how you're doing. You don't know what you're good at, where have you improved, and what more you need to do.
Yes.
So without feedback, you're just running in all directions without having any idea about what next to do or how you're doing. So hence, reports or report cards, like people, of course, there are ways of giving reports that could be encouraging, but it's important that there is some form of reporting that is done to help the user understand that how am I doing. So hence, feedback plays a very important role in keeping that motivation and confidence.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And the part that you mentioned, the feature that you mentioned, that you provide the report cards whenever you practice there, related to your vocabulary that you used, and the grammar portion and the sentence structure,
Absolutely.
which really motivates the learners, at the same time helps them to measure their progress day by day, like how they are doing, and that the
Yes.
progress itself again helps them to come again next day and practice. Great.
Absolutely.
I have come across a person recently, a few days ago. He joined me, and he is a teacher in a government school. So, what happens with teachers, basically, I have seen who are in the government school, and especially in village areas, they have a kind of mindset like we are teachers now. They don't speak much because they have this thing in mind that students will not be able to understand us. And second thing, that themselves are not very good at English, and they have the doubt, okay, we will make mistake, and then other teachers maybe will judge or laugh. Okay, and again, whenever they come to interact with people or like a YouTuber like me, then also they are not that much confident to show their face or come on YouTube and share their videos because of this tag. Okay, we are already teachers, I'm not good at English. So I think their Sparky can definitely help them entirely. Like if they are even lacking in grammar portion, they can improve that. If they think that they are not able to describe the patterns properly or describe the topic properly to the students, they can first take the help of Sparky, where they can discuss the topic first with Sparky, or they can take the help of Sparky, like how they can describe in an easy manner or according to the students and according to the level also. And there they can also improve themselves. Like if they are not feeling confident right now to explain everything in English to the students, here they can first practice and later they can do that in classrooms, because otherwise there is no way. When they don't want to talk to people, they don't want to show their face, then it must be definitely very difficult for them to come out of that mindset. Okay, we are teachers and we don't know English, and how to improve now without showing our face, or without telling other people that we don't know English. So here I think in this case Sparky is really helpful for them.
Absolutely, completely agree with you. And I think when I was sharing about Sparky, that it acts like a friend, a coach, a guide, that knowledgeable buddy that you have,
Mm,
who would continuously motivate you, make sure that it's a judgment-free environment. The
mm,
report is for you to consume. It is not sent to anyone else.
mm,
And it is for you to track your progress. The feedback is for you to improve.
mm,
So I think to start off your journey of building that confidence in spoken English, I
mm,
think Sparky is a great buddy to have because it can
mm,
talk to you about anything under the sun. It is there, like, of course, there are some themes that we have defined for you, which we think are important, moving from familiar topics to unfamiliar topics and, topics of interest, because that really helps us and motivates us when we are
mm,
talking about something that we are interested in. Having said that, there are some topics that are unfamiliar as well. So, but the learner always has a choice on what they want to talk about.
mm,
Because end of the day, Sparky needs to meet where the learner is. So the conversation that it has is based on the interest that you have, the learner
mm.
has, based on the age of the learner, based on the English proficiency of the learner, based on the region of the learner, so that it's able to give examples which are connected and relatable for the
Relatable.
user
Mm.
as well. Otherwise, language without having that relatability or that understanding becomes very difficult then. That
Yeah.
I am talking about, you are sitting in India in some tier two town, and I'm talking about Paris
Mm,
in my first conversation. That will not land on the user at all, and they'll be like, what are they
mm,
talking? We don't connect. So
mm,
so the primary role of Sparky is to meet where the learner is,
mm.
and then gradually hold their hand and take them where they're supposed to be,
Wow.
not just like
Just like a
drag them.
friend. It is just like a friend that
Absolutely.
is helping you.
Yeah.
Because
But I
the
want to
person who
emphasize
joined,
knowledgeable and witty friend. Knowledgeable and
yeah.
witty friend.
Because the person who joined me was like a teacher already, is a teacher, and he was nervous in
Right.
front of me. Then I asked, like, how many years you have been teaching already English?
Right.
He said it's been 2 to 3 years. Then I said, you must
Hmm.
have then developed the confidence and all. He was like, I explain grammar patterns in Hindi. That is why while speaking English and while communicating to people, I am not confident enough. So I think that
Hmm.
also hinders progress. So how now I
Absolutely.
want to discuss about the real life challenges without feedback, according to you. Uh,
Sure.
uh, I would share which I have realized first, and that is,
Sure.
I think I have just heard many times from people, without real time feedback or without constructive feedback, they take a lot of time. Like the journey
Right.
becomes really longer than they even assume. I have received some comments like they have been learning for 2 years, 3 years, then 5 years. So that is one, I think, is the biggest challenge. That they have been learning for 5 years and still they feel that they are not confident and fluent in English. And what about other challenges that you have heard or have experienced?
Sure. So just building on what you just said, Rajni, one of the reasons why they take so much time is because they are making the same mistake over and over again, and nobody's correcting them.
Yeah.
So I'll give you one example. So because I've been an educator for the last 15 years, and it's not like on day one I knew everything. And I used to teach not just English, I used to teach math and science as well.
Okay.
So conceptual, like, when you were giving the example of the teacher, while I may know the English language, but a lot of times I don't know how to explain a math concept or a science concept in English. So, but I knew that I did not want to give a choice to my learner to escape from learning English, like acquiring any knowledge in English. So now the challenge was on me to break it down break it down in words, in visuals, in video format, in different ways to help them consume that content in English and understand that content in English. So one submission that I would have to that teacher is, sometimes we are focused so much on perfection that we at times don't realize that it is not about seeking perfection, but it is about simplifying it, just breaking it down in smaller parts, and not putting so much pressure on yourself. But that is just one feedback I wanted to give. And if that viewer is watching this video, just do that. Take one small baby steps, but
Yeah.
going to native or speaking a native language is the easiest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But coming back to the challenges, one of the reasons why it takes so much time is because we keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Nobody is correcting us. So we don't know what mistakes we are making, and we keep making them again. So one of my colleagues, I remember, she used to use didn't, knew, didn't, got, didn't, understood constantly in communication.
Yeah, very common. I have
And
also seen that. Yeah.
exactly. I just corrected her
Mm.
once, twice, and the third time she stopped making. Because she was, whenever she was talking to me, she received that feedback immediately, and I asked her to repeat the corrected sentence.
Mm.
And she realized, it just became that, oh, I will not, with didn't, I need to use the base form of the verb.
Mm.
Once or twice she made it, the third time it was, she stopped making that mistake. Of course, she made new mistakes, and that's how the learning process is. But making the same mistakes over and over again without somebody correcting you, you take more time to learn something.
Yeah.
The second thing happens is we reach a plateau because of this, because we are making the same mistakes over and over again. We don't think that we are progressing, because there's no way for you to know how you are doing. And if you don't know how you're doing, it's like, imagine you go to the gym, you do the same workout. I hear it from so many of my friends, and personally as well. Like after a point, unless you increase the rigor, like for example, if one day you are doing 10 minutes of running, after a week, 10 days, you need to make it 15 days or 15 minutes of running. Otherwise, your body just plateaus. It hits a level where it cannot go up. Now, to go up, you need to increase the rigor. Now, or you need to increase the what you say, some, add something to it, like add some weights or something else in order to achieve the goal that you want. So same is the case with English language as well. So feedback enables you, helps you to not plateau your learning. It keeps pushing you up because it's constantly guiding you through your mistakes. It's helping you how you can overcome those mistakes. And you keep feeling that, you're learning more, because with every mistake, now it's also important how feedback is given. Now, if I just tell you that, Rajni, you spoke this incorrectly, or Rajni, you tell me, Namita, you spoke this incorrectly, that is not telling me anything. But if I guide you that, this is how you're supposed to say it, here are some examples. Now, can you say this with me? Can you repeat this for me? Can you use this in another sentence? Now, all of those things help in not just identification of the problem, but also correction and usage of it to create a longer term memory. So it's also important not just giving feedback, but how the feedback is given. So learners who do not have access to this, they really plateau their learning. And then they are the ones who get frustrated that I've been learning for so many years and there is no benefit, or, I don't know, I still don't have the confidence because there's no feedback that is given to them.
Yeah.
One more thing, Rajni, I would like to say is while Sparky AI is a great tool for you to build
Mm.
your spoken English fluency, having said that, Sparky AI is a tool. It is guiding you, it is helping you. But
Mm-hmm.
you definitely need to do a real world practice with real human beings. Whenever you're talking about any topic or anything that you want to communicate, say for example, tomorrow you have an interview or next week you have an interview, you practice with Sparky before you go for that real interview. Practice it with someone else also, like do a face to face conversation with someone else also,
Mm-hmm.
because talking to a real person is also very important. So
Nerve-wracking.
along with Sparky AI, it's also very important to have this
Mm-hmm.
conversation with a real person. So
Yeah.
find that real person around you as well
Mm-hmm.
to help you transfer before you are in an in an environment, in a job environment, but
Mm-hmm.
talk to this familiar person as well. So
Mm-hmm.
along with Sparky, if you do this, both of these things will help you really build confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And related to this itself, yesterday only I interacted with somebody who is from Karnataka. And I think he didn't know about Sparky, but he started a year ago learning the language. So he started using another AI, and he said I never connected to any human being till, but his English was remarkable. And I said, have you improved because of practicing with AI and getting feedback? And he also emphasized really on feedback. I asked, how did you do that like this much perfectly and fluently, and you are proficient in it? How did you do this? He was like, I always focus on the feedback. And I got that. And from there, whatever the mistakes I used to make, I tackled one by one. And then
Right.
I realized that maybe now I because in his case, in his journey, he needed to search a lot, he needed to find those tools. He shared that earlier when I started, nobody was there to help me, nobody was there to tell me what I should do and how I should do. And it became really difficult for me to find out and to try and test a lot of tips and tricks, and I tried everything. But then it was taking a lot of time, I was not able to get the exact thing or the measurable progress, that how am I doing and where I'm actually lacking, right? Because
Right.
people can tell you like, okay, you are speaking wrong, but I was not sure like where I made the mistake. Then I started using AI. So here AI, as in a report card also, it mentions properly like what are the areas you need to focus more upon. And then
Right.
I found, then I immediately reminded that okay, now the Sparky is there and people are aware of this now because of our YouTube channel. They get to know about Sparky, and it's, I think, privilege that they have this, that they don't need to find research like where I should practice, what where I can get the right
Right.
feedback, where I should go. And because we are providing already the actual thing which they can get, everything they need, every possible thing, whatever that
Right.
can add values in their learning journey of this language. And as you mentioned that preparing for interview, it makes nervous people when they practice alone, they don't get the feedback again, and then it makes nervous when they practice with other people and they don't get the exact kind of questions and the things that they need to keep in mind while giving the interview. So when they practice with Sparky, then they will get the exact idea how they need to prepare for the interview, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So it will ask you the right questions depending upon what kind of job interview that you're planning
Hmm.
to go for. Once you
Hmm.
feed that information to Sparky AI, it will ask you questions that participates in a real life that
Hmm.
you could have. And then
Hmm.
based on the kind of input that you're giving, it will keep giving you feedback that, you know what, here is how you could say this better. Now you try again. So it's like a
Hmm.
mock interview before an actual interview. And
Hmm.
there are these 10, 12 common questions that irrespective of what field that you're going in,
Hmm.
or sector that you're going for, you would be asked, like, introduce yourself, tell me about your skill set, tell me
Hmm.
about what you want to do, or
Yeah.
doing salary negotiations, or following up on after the interview is done, following up on that. Now those are some
Hmm.
basic things that you everybody would need practice on irrespective of their sector. So I
Mm.
think Sparky AI from that perspective is a great tool. And we are already talking to a lot of colleges that, that are interested in using Sparky AI to help their students
Mm.
get better placement opportunity. Because before placement also they need that job interview preparation. And they have thousands of students and not that many teachers. So how do you
Yeah.
uh, do that
Not
practice?
everyone can get that one-on-one sessions.
Absolutely not
Yeah.
possible and
Not
not enough.
possible.
Like you need multiple practices, and I think
Mm.
that's where technology is plays a very important role. And
Yes.
you can go and click and practice it as many times as you want.
Mm. Yes, the same person shared with me that you need to be very smart now how to use AI. So now here
Right.
it is already inbuilt. I don't know people will realize it or not. But when that person said that you should be smart enough to know how to use AI properly now. If you want to be good at English in just even 6 months, you can be now. It is possible. Earlier, maybe
Yeah.
you didn't have that much resources, or maybe you were not aware of the things that can help you in this journey. Now you don't need people that much. Maybe a few times if you get the opportunity, you can grab that. Otherwise, you can practice at home 24 into 7. The Sparky is here and every feature is available. Then you should grab that opportunity and you should just use it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's
So
extremely affordable.
mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what I
it's
was
like,
asking.
yeah. So a 6-month pack, Rajni, is as cheap as 699 rupees a month. Sorry,
Mhm.
699 rupees for 6 months. So that's even like, and we always have these discounts that are running on Sparky AI. So it comes out to be like just a little over 100 rupees
Mm.
for unlimited access to 100 rupees a month for unlimited access to Sparky AI.
Mhm.
So there are many packages that we have: 1 year, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. Just go take a look, and we always have discounts running too, because our aim is to get more and more learners on Sparky and get the benefit. So
Wow.
hence making it extremely affordable was very important for us.
Mm. And the timing, that feature is I can get that you can use any time, because whenever I also get people, they are like, maybe I can get, ma'am, I can get early in the morning or maybe after 9 p.m., after 8 p.m. So how many sessions I can provide early in the morning and after 8 p.m. It's not possible, right? Everyone is working
Right,
professional. So only this
right.
AI generative Sparky application can definitely help you in this case. If you have 10 minutes
Absolutely.
and 30 minutes in a day, while traveling, also you can listen to something and all. So, yes, thank you so much for letting us know about Sparky, and I hope people will love that, because this is kind of a buddy, a friend, a partner, knowledgeable partner, which can definitely help them not only in learning the language but building the knowledge on several topics. Yeah.
Absolutely, and would love for your viewers to share their feedback of Sparky. So some part, like when you download Sparky, there is a free trial that we provide. So
Mhm.
it's not like from to access Sparky you need to pay only. There is a free
Mm.
trial that we provide for a period of 25-30 minutes. So that's good enough for
Wow.
them to experience Sparky, and
Mm.
then they can pay for it. So I would love to hear their feedback and invite them to try out Sparky today.
Sure. And yes, people, you guys can get the link of the application in the description box itself. Go download it and use it for learning the language. Yes. And do let us know how it is really adding values in your life, in your learning journey. At the same time, when you're stuck and when you don't know how to speak on several topics, how it helps you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah. Thank you
everyone. Look
so
forward to the
much.
feedback. Take
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Bye, Rajni. Hope you
Bye
feel better
bye.
soon. Take
Yeah.
care.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye bye.
Bye.